Hey, what's up, everybody? You wanted me to talk about Sanity. We didn't talk about this. I mentioned it, I think, at the very end of the show tonight. Sanity was in a dark match tonight before SmackDown actually went live on TV. We'll talk about that in a second. But also, real quick, I want to plug that I'm going to be live with Jesse in just a few minutes right now on Patreon for free. So it's on Patreon, but it is free. There's a lot of free stuff that is on Patreon. So come on over, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll be live. Probably already be live by the time you're hearing this. And even if you hear this later, hours later tomorrow, and you miss the live feed, the video will remain free. So feel free to listen to our After Dark episode 3. But anyway, had to get the quick plug in there. Sanity opened up with a dark match against the Missing in Action men, Ty Dillinger and R-Truth. So R-Truth, as you know, we've seen them in the back a lot, obviously led a lot of people to believe they were going to team up and everything. So it looks like R-Truth and Ty Dillinger tagging together, and they beat Sanity. Is Sanity dead? That's the question. I mean, this is one of the worst. Probably, this may even be worse than Adam Rose's call-up, because at least Adam Rose had the gig for a little while. Then they had the bunny situation. Then they tried to reinvent him again, and that was weird, and it didn't work out. But at least he was given opportunities, I guess, even though I believe it was WWE Creative that severely mismanaged him and ruined him. And then, on top of that, now you got Sanity who comes up, and they come up at the worst time after already spoiling it multiple times they were coming up, and they're really not given much to do. They're not threatening. They're not menacing, really. They're kind of just there to get beat up. They're glorified heel jobbers, and glorified only in that they have entrances and a look, I suppose. What a travesty. Now, I was never a huge fan of Sanity anyway in NXT, but they really fizzled out here. Now, I'm a big fan of Eric Young, and these guys did some good work in some of those matches on NXT, but they're never going to get that sort of chance here on the main roster, so all they have is their character and promo ability. And promo ability, they really haven't been allowed to say much. Character, we really don't know much still about them, but they do have matches in the typical WWE main roster style, and those matches don't go well for them. I don't know what their record is, but it's a very small record. It's a very bad record. It's a maybe 50-50 record, but it's probably worse than that if you actually pulled up their record. And now they're losing dark matches to start SmackDown to build excitement for Ty Dillinger and R-Truth. Now, I'm not exactly complaining about the idea that R-Truth and, especially Ty Dillinger is getting a win somewhere, and I know it's a dark match, doesn't really matter that much anyway. But the fact that these guys have had nothing to go on, similar to Bobby Lashley, what are these people doing on the main roster? What are they accomplishing? Dude, Curt Hawkins is accomplishing more than Sanity and Ty Dillinger with his losing streak. He at least has a gimmick. So it's funny because people make fun of Curt Hawkins, like, what is he, 0-280 or whatever it is? Curt Hawkins at least has a place, has a gimmick. Ty Dillinger had all the fans chanting the 10 with him, and the WWE officials didn't like that. They especially hated the fans chanting 10 for everything. 10 during the count, 10 during everything. They didn't like it. And you got this guy, and you fizzle him out. Probably because they were worried it would get in the way of Roman Reigns somehow. I mean, what else would there be? So they killed Ty Dillinger, who was not... And again, I've heard people say, well, Ty Dillinger, see, it didn't work out like it did in NXT. Some of these guys just don't translate to the main roster. What the hell are you talking about? The fans are still chanting 10 on the main roster for Ty Dillinger. He's not a superstar like a mega star. He's not a top-tier guy. But he's at least a middle mid-carder. At least a middle mid-carder. But anyway, I just don't understand. Listen, everybody can't win all the time. Everybody can't win titles. You know, I understand that. But there's a certain way you could book people to throw them a friggin' bone. And right now it's not working out. Shinsuke Nakamura did not defend his title tonight. He made a video about it. I'm going to link you guys down below with two things. Number one, the Patreon. Join me and Jesse live right now for After Dark, Episode 3, live on Patreon.com. It will be a YouTube video link, so you'll be able to pull that up on your browser, I believe. So that shouldn't be hard. So join us right now, Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Also, you can view the video of Nakamura saying he's not going to compete on SmackDown down in the description box below. Both of those links are down there. And we'll see you in just a few minutes if you're joining us live. Otherwise, if it's later on, hours later, and tomorrow, whatever it is, click the link anyway and enjoy After Dark episode number 3, which will be up in audio form as well for patrons who are paying. But this is a free show for everybody, even if you're not a Patreon. To come sample Patreon or download the app for free and check out Patreon. Thank you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for Out of Nowhere. Either way, live here on the Joe Cronin Show on YouTube. If you're new, hope you hit the sub button. Leave a like. What do you think about Sanity? What do you think about the way some of these guys are treated? How can they fix this? Are we complaining too much? Let me know.